The very basics and normal question, and it is very spontaneous if it comes in your mind or any other's body mind, that what is the relation between the software development lifecycle? How SDLC plays a prominent role in software project management? So it is mandatory to know it in details. So software project management, whether it is comes before the SDLC process or it comes after the SDLC process, these questions may arise very spontaneously. So I would like to let you know that the SDLC procedure comes at the very beginning of a software project management. After SDLC, the entire project management schedule or criteria is being initialized. Without software development, we cannot reach to the final goal of a software project. SDLC stands for the Software Development Lifecycle Model. A software development lifecycle is essentially a series of steps or phases that provide a model for the development and lifecycle management of software applications. Here it is written that SDLC is nothing or a sequence of steps which is followed for the effective software development and reaching to the software development goal. Various steps of the software development's lifecycle model are: the very first comes requirement analysis. Then we jump towards the designing phase. Then here it comes implementation. Then testing, deployment and maintenance. Feasibility study is one of the prominent part of the software development lifecycle model. But I have not mentioned over here because in software project management, feasibility study is done with the requirement elicitation as well. So in feasibility study, there are three types of feasibility study we do: operational, economical or functional or non-functional. Operational feasibility means that the software we are making for the client, where it will be able to satisfy the needs of the customer or not. Economical feasibility is that the software project we are approaching, would it be complete within the prescribed budget or not. Functional or non-functional feasibility study is that it is somehow related to the requirement, functional requirement and non-functional requirement. But there is also a type of functional and non-functional feasibility study, which means that what are the functional requirements that we need to gather in the SRS document. We in our further modules we also studied about details about the SRS document. I will make a separate video over the documentation in which we will study about the SRS document or SMP document, that what type of things are mentioned in that documents. Or non-functional, what are the non-functional requirements of a software project. Here we see that requirements in requirement analysis, the very first step of the SDLC, it depicts that requirements are collected using the number of practices. Requirement elicitation or analysis is nothing but is the process of gathering the requirements for a software project. The various methods used for requirement gathering is that collecting data from questionnaires. The client or a software development team member can make a questionnaire using different questions to gather the requirements of a customer. Or the formal meetings on the different hierarchy of organizations, either it is the clients or with the project manager or with the stakeholders. Or we can also refer to the database of an organization to gather the data or the requirements of a software project. The team holds discussions with various stakeholders to gather the requirements. The other phase of SDLC is that design. Next step is to bring down whole knowledge of analysis and requirements and design the software product. After we gather the software requirements, it is the time that we prepare the blueprint of a software using different types of data models like ER model, DFD diagrams, object diagram, class diagram. There are a number of diagrams which is studied in a different paper, object-oriented analysis and design. The form of a design involves logical design, physical design, and data flow diagrams. The next phase of the SDLC is that coding. The implementation of a software design is start in terms of program code in suitable programming language. After we are done with the designing phase, then using suitable programming language, we code the design of a software. And then testing comes. Once the application is migrated to the test environments, we test the bugs or the infunctionalities or the anomalies. We remove the anomalies or bugs of the software using this phase, which is testing. Different types of testing will be performed, including integrations and acceptance and system testing. In a software testing module, we will study the different type of testing is done on the different perspective. Implementation. Then the next phase is implementation. This means installing the software operation in terms of more efficiency or less errors. After testing, it is ensured that our software has the less or no bugs as to satisfy the customer's requirement. That is why the acceptance testing is done by the software team members that there are no any bugs available in the final project. Right. And the last phase is that operation and maintenance. The software is maintained timely by updating the code to the changes taking place in the user end environment or the technology. The software maintenance is under considered by the software team developments for regular checking whether the software is working properly or not. So, will enough to this topics over here only. So here is the end of the starting phase of the software project management, or we can say the introduction of the software project management. In further modules, we'll discuss about the project life cycle and what are the roles of a software project manager, and we will also study about the documentation procedure in the software project management. Thank you.